Our topic for this morning is using Smart Online in your interactive classroom. And this is another presentation by the technology training team. As I mentioned before, the chat area will be used to address any questions and share information. We'll probably post a couple of links for you in the chat window. Please keep your mics muted. So we may have time at the end for questions. No guarantee. The webinar Wednesdays are only 1 hour long. Your facilitators this morning are Noreen Burkhead and Renee Henderson, and we are members of the SMART team on T3. So here are our objectives for today. We're going to help you learn how to use the Smart Online Learning Suite. We're going to examine how to create interactive lessons, how to use Smart Online as a student. Students will complete, please mute your mic. Students will complete digital worksheets, how students collaborate with their classmates, how to create an activity as a teacher, and how to create an assessment as a teacher. Some lofty goals for an hour, but we think we can make it through. So what is the Smart Online Learning Suite? Okay. The Smart Online Learning Suite allows you to transform your content into interactive lessons. You might say, oh, this is an awesome worksheet. I wish I could give it to my students online. Well, the Smart Suite will allow you to do that. It also is the platform.
Are the scores that are used to
please mute your mic.
Okay, these are the
person who just logged in. I think you're on your phone. Please mute your mic. Thank you. It will also it's a platform for collaborative learning, game-based learning, interactive lesson delivery, formative assessment, and integrating student devices. And
so one of the things is that's great also about Smart Suite is that you can use your existing Google Slides and add that information, interactive information, right into your Google Slides, and you'll see that in a minute. And then that lesson can be delivered to student devices. So you're going to have an opportunity to view this as a student and also create your teacher accounts. You can go from working as a teacher and switch it over to your students anytime. And another great reason to use Smart is that it's accessible to you as long as you have an electronic device. You can use it from home, as we're all doing now. And then you can save lessons and share them with colleagues and also share them with your students. And everyone's going to use their Google email. So that's going to be very important that your students use their Google email when logging on, and then you make sure when you create your teacher account that you're using your PG email as well.
All right. Okay, with that said, in order for you to join us and to participate in the activities as a student, we're going to need you to open another tab on your computer. Please leave the WebEx webinar tab open, but click another tab on your browser, and you're going to go to hellosmart.com. So give everybody a couple of seconds to get that done. When you arrive at HelloSmart, do not sign in but you're going to join as a guest. So Noreen and I have created a class for us to use today, and you're going to join as a guest in that class. That's hellosmart.com and click on join as a guest. When you get to HelloSmart and click on join as a guest, it's going to ask you to enter a class code. The class code that you're going to enter is 709320.
Yes, and this is Miss Henderson's class.
Yes, you should see that. And as you enter, you're also in the presentation that's on the webinar tab. The only difference now is you are in as a student on this presentation. The tab webinar side is the teacher. So we're going to be able to view both as a student and as a teacher. Noreen, can you double check how many people are logged into the webinar for me? I have 50 students in my class right now, and I'm watching them add in.
We have 80 participants so far.
All right, so I'm going to wait a few more seconds. We have 53 students who have signed into class. So on the teacher page, I can see the number of students as you log in. That way you can be sure when you're using this with your students that they have logged in. Their names do not appear unless they are prompted to enter their name. All right, I have 57. Can we get a few more people in? Thank you. The more the merrier. There is a maximum class size within the Smart. If you have a comment, please put it in the chat window so we can respond to it. All right. We're going to move on. And we're going to start with our first lesson for today, and it is a science lesson. And our science teacher for today is Miss Noreen Burkett.
Right, so today we're going to find out about the life cycle of the butterfly. And Renee, if you can advance for me.
Uh-huh.
And so here we have a video. And as the teacher, I would play this video for you.
You want me to play it?
Play, please.
Uh-huh.
Do not play all of it, just a little bit of it. So we can
Our topic for today is life cycle of a butterfly. A butterfly lays eggs on the leaves of a plant. These eggs hatch, and young ones called larvae or caterpillars come out of the eggs.
Okay. Oh, slow down. Slow down.
The caterpillar first feeds on the eggshell from which it is born.
7-0. I'm on another webinar right now. So what is it?
It then starts feeding.
All right, so you may need to take the class again because remember you missed.
Renee.
Caterpillar sheds its skin several times so that it can grow.
All right. Do you want to play the entire video?
Okay, thanks, Renee. And so now we've watched that video together as a class. And remember, we are showing you what you would see as a student, and then we're going to point out also as a teacher. So Smart Suite allows you to insert videos into your presentation. And now this is a student activity, a handout. And so Renee's gonna click on the handout so you can get started with it.
I think they have to start it on their
So
end.
if you would click. So now when you click on it, you should see a worksheet.
Yes.
Asking you to identify the different parts of the life cycle. If you look up on our screen, you can see that we see all of our students' names here. And if I want to check the progress of a student to make sure they are working, then this is from the teacher screen. I can click on a student, and there I can see if they're doing any work.
So from this worksheet, the students can choose from the tools on the left-hand side. Underneath the pointer finger is a pencil or a marker. If you select that, if you're watching with me on the WebEx page, you select that. You can choose the color that you want to use. You can choose the width of your pencil or marker. And now you can come over, and as you can see, Daisy now is matching up her butterfly. And once she keeps going, she's completed the activity. And as a teacher, I can select a text box and give her comments. And Daisy did a very good, my computer's slow, job. And once you click on the text box, you can move it wherever you want it to be. I could have made this a little bit bigger, given her a star, but this is Daisy's work, and as you can see, when she completed it, I put a check there, and I can go back and select any other student from the list, and I can see who's finished because they have a green check next to their name. So let's go down and take a look at Jenny's work, because Jenny is done. And did she get them all correct? Yes, she did. So as a teacher, once again, I can add a text box and leave a comment.
And provides that feedback for your students, so they'll know if they're on the right path or not. This is a PDF worksheet that you can make interactive when you add it into the Smart Learning Suite.
Okay. All right. And as a teacher, on the teacher side, oops. I can go, as I said before, I can go back and bring up all of my students, and you guys are doing a great job. I only have a few people who have not completed the assignment. And we have 55 students who have started the assignment. And we have 67 students logged in. So think about those awesome worksheets that you already have, and you have been trying to figure out a way that you can get that worksheet to your students without having to scan it or anything like that. All you have to do is upload it into your Smart Learning Suite, and we'll show you how to do that. You want to keep going?
All right.
All right. The next opportunity for your students to work is a workspace. And this is a collaborative workspace. I clicked on the teacher side where it said set up. And Smart tells me that since I have 67 people, it might be good to put them in teams. And it's asking me how many teams I want. It's recommending 9. And as you can see, if you're looking with me on the teacher page, it's just dropping your name.
And this is when you set up a collaborative activity. So if you were doing this in your classroom, depending on the size of your classroom, it would recommend how many teams you should have.
And you can drag the names to just the teams. You don't have to depend upon the computer's automatic distribution. So if you have teams that are set teams that are always the same kids on team number 5, then you can drag their names and put them in the correct team. When I click on Start Workspace, the teams are here. And as a teacher, if I want to observe the work that the team members are doing, I click on their workspace page. So let's take a look at this one. Marianne is on this one, and Yvonne and Jory. And they're going to work on this one together. Okay. But instead of pasting pictures here, they're going to write either butterfly, egg, caterpillar, or chrysalis. And each team would complete the worksheet. So you guys can get started. And as I said, as a teacher, I can go back and look at each team to see their progress. Does everybody see the team? Daisy, do you see it? Yep, you guys are working. Yep. And you all can work on it together.
All right. Some people have said they already got a message saying it's already started, but your name should be on
On a
listed as
team,
team. Mhm.
here's a team list. If you logged in, and I see a couple of people logged in after the teams were created, then you may not see your name on a team. I'm watching the numbers, and some people joined after I created the teams.
So we had a question, Renee. Can the teacher tell which student completed which part as part of the team? And you
No,
can't see
not,
that
no,
here. But
no.
what you could do is say for the team,
You could
choose
try
color.
it. Uh-huh.
And that color would be, so
Uh-huh.
if I chose blue, then the teacher would be able to see that what work I've done in blue.
Correct. So when they're doing it, this is meant to be a collaborative thing that they could work on together. Okay. And they were supposed to write a sentence here, and they could have divided up who was going to write which sentence. Now remember, this is just an example of using a worksheet or an activity that prior to putting it into SMART, it was a static activity. It was not an online activity. Great. The caterpillar comes out of the egg. Good job. So whoever's on this team would not get an individual grade. They would get a team grade, and it would be up to the teacher to keep a record of who's on the team, or the teacher could have each of the team members put their name on their worksheet. This one, as a teacher, I sure would have a hard time grading. I'm sorry, guys. But team one did use different colors. Good job, team one. All right, any questions so far? Let's keep going. All right.
So next up we have
Now, let's read along.
that we're going to read along with the author on The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Excuse me.
Mhm. Okay. Video. Sorry, guys.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle.
I hear him, but I don't see
For my
him.
sister Krista,
He was there for a moment.
Yeah.
in the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up, and pop, out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar.
Maybe we should move along, Renee, since it's not coming up.
Okay. Right. So, how many of you are familiar with the book? Narina, are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay. How many of you are familiar with that book? It's a fun book. It's not very long, but let's assume that we finished the book. Now we have an activity that our students can complete, but they're going to do it individually on their own devices. So they're going to click Start on your own device. So on your screen, click Start. And what you have to do now is to move the correct word into the phrase or sentences from the book. This is a fill in the blank game activity.
This is one of the 11 templates that SMART has that gamifies your lesson. So there are several different
On
ones you can
Saturday,
choose from.
8.
I don't remember where they all go.
On Saturday, 8 cupcake, 1 piece of chocolate.
I have 2 left, and I'm not sure where they go. So when I'm done, I can check my answers. Oh, got them all right. Yay! All right. So you can select a reading passage, and you determine which words will be the words that the students have to fill in. And as Marie mentioned, this is just one of the templates, has cute music in the background, and the monster template is real popular. All right. Any questions about our science lesson? And we're almost right on time.
There's a question about music. There is, you can turn the music off.
Yes.
I don't like the music either, so, but kids like
It could be distracting unless you're playing it as a game. But if the students are doing it as an individual activity, yes, you can turn the music off. Any other questions? All right, let's go on. Math lesson. Today we're having science class and math class. Our math lesson today is fractions with pizza. And did we skip a page? Yeah. Put in a video first to get the students involved.
Again, you're looking at where you could, this was a Google Slides. And as we came to the parts where we wanted to be interactive, then we can go to our panel and add in if it was a game or a video, what did we want our students to see?
Right. I'm having trouble loading videos. I hope you're not, and you can see the video on your device, that it does play the video right within the activity. And the good thing about putting YouTube videos into Smart Learning Suite is that there are no commercials and no ads. So it's just the video itself with no distraction. So that's a good way to keep the students on track with the video. You don't have to watch that video right now to do our lesson, but here's our handout for today. And each of you get your own copy of the handout. And if you click on the tab, we have 2 people who've already completed. this handout? Great. You guys got the hang of this. Good job.
Again, you can see the progress of your students from here, so you can check and make sure that everyone is working on the worksheet.
Mhm. And I'm going to click on Kate's first, and let's see how she's done. And yeah, she added her name. Good job. Because your directions say write your name. Now draw a line from the picture to the correct fraction. And then she get them all right. That one's right. That one's right. That one's right. That one's right. Hold on. And that one's right. So as a teacher, I can either use the text box to add. And one other thing I could do is I could have a picture or image of either stars or a smiley face, and I can add that to my, or just to let the students know that they did a good job. So let's do this. And let's put it in green. And let's say she got 100. Yay! Now, once again, good job. 56 students have started this. Only have a few that have not attempted it yet. Okay. And once again, that was just a PDF document that was on my Google Drive. The next activity with fractions is going to be a group activity. And the teacher sets it up from the teacher page. And it's asking me how many teams I would like, recommending 9. And now students. Okay. Very good. So now I'm going to start the workplace activity. And this time, the worksheet, the directions say to write their name on the top. So everybody on the team should put their name in and then work together to complete it. I left this page up so you could see that this is being done in real time, collaboratively, and I can watch the students as they put their answers in. So what's the answer to this one?
Renee,
Yes.
can you, once we get out of this activity, just go back and make sure the groups are assigned? That'll give people who joined us a little late, maybe the
If
opportunity.
they joined late, they're not in a group.
Right, I understand.
Okay.
I understand. And I see some that are actually, I think there was one that mentioned they were assigned to a group, and now they don't see it. They see only that the activity has started. So they may need to.
Do they see their name on the group page now?
If you look at the screen, all of those who saying that they were not in a group or could not get to it, please look at the screen and see if you see your name. Look at the screen that the presentation is being run from, not the student screen. Okay, so if you were in the webinar from the very beginning, you also needed to join using Hello Smart. That's how you are assigned to a team. So you'll have to log into Hello Smart, into Ms. Henderson's class, to be assigned to a team. So that's, yeah, there you go. So that would be why. In the interest of time, and I don't know how much more time we have, but we do want to make sure that we can move on with everything that we wanted to show you during this time.
Thank you, Ronlyn. And thank you for manning the chat. All right, let's keep going. As Ronlyn said, we want to share another game with you. This one is called Rank Order. And since this is an individual activity, students can start this on their own. The teacher does not have to start this game for them. But I'm going to start it on the webinar page so you can see how it works. Rank order. And you can turn the music off if you choose. Is an opportunity for the students to put the fractions in order from smallest to largest. So let's get started. Oops, hold on. I know this one's the largest. And this one is the smallest. Okay, I'm having trouble moving them around. And then I can check my rankings. If I had put any of them in incorrectly, it would let me know. So if I reset it and do it over again, or let's say that I accidentally so I'm not sure when I'm doing it, and I check my rankings, you'll see that I only got one correct, and I can do it again. This is called rank order, and you can use rank order with any kind of thing that's sequential. Okay.
Okay, the final thing we want to show you is that you can create an assessment within Smart Learning Suite, and that you can use for grades as well. So we're gonna do, this is Smart Response. There's also another quiz-like feature called Monster Quiz, where you could divide your classroom up into teams, and they're working individually, but they're also working as a team to get the fastest correct answer. But this is an individual assessment, so we're going to go ahead and get that started so you can see what it looks like and give you an opportunity to complete the questions. Now, as a teacher, I can see that there are 6 questions here, and as the students go through, it's showing me the progress of the students that have are participating. And so I'm seeing the live results. There's an arrow at the top to help you move from one question to the next. And there are different types of questions within response to. You can do true, false, or yes, no, multiple choice, multiple answer. And you can also do like a text questions where, you know, they write out a short answer. And so here's an example of that short answer. And short answers, of course, would have to be graded by the teacher. But all the other ones are graded because you're telling the application which one is the correct answer. So it's going to grade it automatically for you. That's great. We have some questions about how to create. So once this is done, we're going to allow you to create your account. And so we can go through and show you how you can create some of these activities for your students.
Yeah. So I'm going to interrupt you for the sake of time, and I'm going to end the assessment. And I know everyone is not done, but I'm going to end it so all right.
And we can go back and review the results.
And I have the number of students who got it correct.
Mm-hmm.
Someone please use their mic.
So you can go through and view the results. And then at the end, you can export the results, and it'll bring that quiz into an Excel spreadsheet where you can see for each individual student what they received on the quiz.
And that spreadsheet is saved in your Google Drive. Please mute your mic. Thank you. All right. Now, we need to open up one more tab, and we're going to set up your teacher account in the 15 minutes we have left.
So don't close out of your student account. We're going to open a new tab so you can create a teacher account. And you want to go to suite.smarttech. And select teacher. It's going to ask you how you want to log in, and you want to log in with your PG Google email. Make sure it's your PG email, not your personal email. This verifies that you are eligible for the smart software. So remember, if you've been with the county for a while, you know that we used to have this long pin you had to put in. Now you just log in with your PG email and it'll recognize the fact that you're part of the district and you can log in. And you can use this on any device. You're not limited by device. And you'll have access to the Smart Learning Suite. Just follow, once you get in, just follow along until you get to where you'll be able to see your name. And the name that you choose to use for your classroom is how you want your students to refer to you. So if you wanted to use a shortened version of your name or your whole name. And Renee, maybe if you went home so they can see what that looks like.
Oh, to my homepage.
Yes.
Do we have any more?
We'll come back to it
Okay.
if we have time.
All right, here's the home page. And you'll get a class code. That does not change. That becomes your class code within Smart Suite. So whenever you're using this is the code that you give to your students. Here's a quick link to get to some of the activities that you can add. And I'll click there just so you can get an idea. We try to use all of them. Import resource, you can import from Notebook, PowerPoint, PDF, but you can also import from your Google Drive, and I'll show you that in just a second. YouTube, a new page is just like creating a page in Google Slides or in PowerPoint. Shout It Out is one of the activity templates. Response is what we use to create the response quiz. Let's see. Okay, it didn't open it. Let's check. All right, the load response.
And this is the district has purchased this for everyone. So it's not free, but it's available for everybody in the district.
Okay, here are the games you mentioned earlier. We did fill in the blank. The one that she mentioned that it's really engaging for mine. We also did rank order. There's a memory match game. There's a game show game, but game show works best face to face with the students. It does not play very nicely when students are not together. And so that's also true of Speed Up. Okay. So these are games that you can add. They have some templates of activities that have already been designed for you. There are 5 activities there, and one is a KWLQ chart. Here's one, what do I want to know about a topic? Here's a response activity, and here's an interest ticket, but you can also create an exit ticket. And under questions and questioning and reflections, there's plus or minus, 3 facts, 2 questions and an opinion. How do I feel about the topic? And under response, and summarize what you've learned. So you can just start your lesson with one of these as a part of it. And you can assign it either as a group activity or as an individual activity for your students by just clicking on it. So why don't I do one just to show you. From your home page, let's see.
One of the questions we had, Renee, is
Uh-huh.
can students do this on their own, or does it have to be set up by the teacher? So once the teacher sets the lesson up and has activities set for how they want their students to participate, you can actually share the lesson with your students.
Okay,
so
I'm
that
just
they will
going
be able to do it.
when I click on the lesson that we were just in, using Smart Online, there's a place where it says share a link. And there are 2 ways to share it. One is to give a copy of the lesson to another teacher, and the other is to let students access and work at their own pace. So this would be a link that I would possibly put in Google Classroom and say to the students, all right, you have an activity to complete in Google Classroom. It's a smart learning suite. And if we used it like we used today's lesson, then they would do their science activity and their math activity in Smart Learning Suite. But the link could just be put directly into Google Classroom.
And notice Renee selected those 3 dots that were at the bottom of the lesson.
Right. After you create an activity, here is where you can either edit it again, share the link, make a copy, or delete it. So you can use it in multiple ways. This is a science choice board, and it has links to cards, and it's an individual activity. And if you're still logged in, you can see it. So when I click on remember, it says list 6 key vocabulary words and use them in a summary on this concept, whatever the concept is. So the students would pick, you could tell them of the cards listed, they have to pick one from each category. Analysis, I create, understand, remember, apply, or evaluate. Okay. So that's creating a choice board, and you can assign that choice board to the students in Google Classroom the same way. You click on the 3 dots and you make you do share link, student access of the link and work at their own pace. and copy it and put it in Google Classroom. Now, there's one quick thing that I want to show you, and I had not logged into it. So let's see if I can get to it quickly because we only have 3 minutes left. And that is how you access your documents from Google, your Google Drive. So if you're in your Gmail, you go to your Drive. And under the New button, you click on New. It's going to take a minute to load all my stuff.
And while it's loading, there was a question, are there any pre-made lessons? And you can look at Smart Exchange, which has lessons listed by grade and by standard and by content area, and find lessons that you may like, and then you can always download those, modify it to meet your needs, and have that available for your students.
Okay, I'm not getting anything yet. Ugh.
There's also a question, if we share it to another teacher and they edit, will it edit for our student pages? No, it won't.
No,
Just edit for when
they're
you
all
pass
copied.
the link out to their students.
Right. It makes a copy for them. Let's see if I can get this to expand. No, it's taking too long to load. But when you click on New here from your Drive, this is where you usually create a new document, a new slides, or new sheets. But if you click on More underneath there, in alphabetical order, it will say Smart Online Suite. We pushed that out, I believe, at the beginning of the school year. And this will allow you to copy any documents or presentations that you have in your Google Drive into the Smart Learning Suite. For example, the presentation that we're working from right now started as a Google Slides presentation, and we just moved it over to Smart. All right, we have one more thing for you to do, and then we are done. There is an activity on the Smart Learning Suite called Shout It Out. And if I can get to it, it's, I think, one of our last slides. Most of you have logged out of Classroom, as I can see. I think the computer's just tired. Here's 27. Let's see. And I'm going to start it for the whole class. And your question is, what was your favorite part of this interactive lesson? And if you're still logged in as a student, you will get a box, a text box that you can type your answer in, and then the teacher collectively can see every student's response to that. So Shout It Out could be on the fly questions or questions that you use, you create in advance and put in your presentation. I'm just waiting for a few people to type in their response. What was your favorite part of this interactive lesson or activity? There we go. Oh, and I'll make that larger. Somebody said being able to see both the instructor side and student side at the same time. Thank you. Creating your own quiz, which can be customized. Right, here's the key one right here. The worksheets can be completed online. Here's somebody who liked the group activities. Interacting with format as a student. Thank you. seeing how the platform operates. And if you now, Smart is famous for, of course, the interactive board, and we are showing you how you can do all these smart activities without having a board. But if you do have an interactive board and you are able to show it, then this activity is really good because you can, as I'm moving the responses around, you can move them around on your interactive board. Oh, somebody like to fill in the blanks. And as I click on it, it enlarges it and separates it out. You could have an activity where kids respond to something and then we vote on what we think is the best answer because you can edit this. Oh, I like this. Group activities which can be used as breakout. Yes. And let's see. I like the embedded third-party activities. Yes, you can embed third-party activities. Being able to monitor student work. All right. So you guys must like this Smart Learning Suite. I love it, as a matter of fact. So you get no argument from me there. All right. There was one other thing, Noreen, I mentioned that was in the chat, and that was where can you find additional lessons? And let's see. Isn't there a link to it from here, Noreen?
We actually added in chat the link for Smart.
Oh, okay. All right.
I do believe there's one inside.
Yeah, I thought there was. All right. If you need additional training, here's the link here. And if you go there, there are activities that are short that Smart has created. And once you complete it, you can get a certificate. And they have webinars similar to the ones that we've done. And let's see. I think
Someone asked the question, when will the recording be posted? It should be posted by the end of the week, if not by the end of the week, and by the beginning of next week.
okay. So I was having trouble with the list, so I went back to the grid view. And let's see.
And for your students to join, once you created the lesson, you would send them to hellosmart.com and then give them your class ID.
Okay.
And once they were in, you would tell them what the lesson was that you wanted them to work on.
Here's a copy of the certificate that you would get from completing the modules that are part of the Smart Online Learning Suite professional development. And they also give you a little badge that maybe you could put in your email or in a presentation. So we're a few minutes over time. If there aren't any more questions, Noreen and I really want to thank you all, and Ronlyn.
Yes, thank you for helping us with the chat.
Sure, no problem.
Kim was in there for a minute also, so thank you very much.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm glad you all joined us. If you have any questions, Ronlyn, Noreen, and myself, we are members of the SMART team within T3. So you can contact us if you need some more suggestions on how to use the online learning suite as we move into more online teaching in the future in Prince George's County Public Schools.